Hey, so I'm going to go over something that I'm thinking is really, really important right now because it's something that we're really not discussing. And now I know I went over this in my Second Amendment thing, but, that's just one. Now, I'm not going to take the time to go over each and every individual amendment, because this is something that, really it's on you to know them all. But the first, it's not just free speech. It's much more freedom of religion, the ability to basically have free thought by and large. So keep that in mind. But the thing about it is, I want to break down what it truly is to have these rights. See, the Bill of Rights here in America, it. The best way to describe it is that we are all born with rights. It is to call them human rights is accurate. I'm a cat, so we'll call them civil rights, just to use a well understood term in the common vernacular, the lexicon of today, if you like. So we'll say that civil rights, these things that each of us, born, in our own naked skin, are endowed with by whether it be our Creator or our own force of will. These are the bare naked things which, bare naked, we come into the world with. The right to speak, the right to assemble, the right to defend yourself with any tool, adequate or inadequate. Your life is more important to you than the life of your attacker. But, what do you expect? I'm a cat. And I'm an American cat, and our right to defense is thankfully enshrined by this. But not only our right to defense, which in these days, yes, is under attack, but most unfortunately, it is not just ours, but the right of free speech that is attacked so desperately around the world by what upon a time would have been its staunchest defenders. It is... I lack the words, but to suffice it to say, it is astounding to see how the tables have turned. To see that those individuals that once would have counted themselves amongst the staunchest defenders and allies of freedom and free speech to find themselves opposite these very basic civil rights. Sad, really. So then, let us break down what it is that these rights are. These self-endowed or creator-endowed rights. These things inbuilt in you and me. You see, the Bill of Rights, as it were, here in America, it does not provide, it does not allow, it does not grant. These things are things that you have by nature of being. So it is by way of your birth that you have rights. The right to assembly, the right to the religion of your own choosing, the right to speak, the right not to house the military or the state in your home without your consent, the right not to have that home and that property taken by same said state. Yes? Yes. As well, the right not to incriminate yourself. The Fifth Amendment. A very, very important one. Remember it. You never know when it might protect you. You can always plead it. Always. And better that you stand on your rights than stand on nothing, yes? So then, these things, these important things, shall we, without waxing, how shall we say, without waxing partisan, shall we say. The initial civil rights movement, the freedom of the black man, the Negro, the slave, not merely the black man, obviously. I mean, all of us Americans, we've ancestors of all types that were forced into horrible situations. The black man being the most, what's the term I'm looking for? The most well-known and publicized. Because, these people were sold as, well, premium quality working tool of the day, I suppose. You could get Irish people for cheap back then. Excuse my laughter, as that's absolutely horrendous, but it is what it is. Slave trade is an awful thing, and, well, brings out the worst in people, and, well, it brings out the best salesmen in people, because you can certainly sell a human being for exactly what they're worth. Well, thankfully, a fair portion of the world has moved beyond these practices. Unfortunately, a small portion of the world has kept them right up, largely in the place of the slave trade's birth, but, well, let us hope that the prevailing thought and ruling parties in such regions of the world follow through on their new and progressive ideals, and join us in the West, and a large portion of the East, for that matter, in the 21st century, where everyone has rights. Because this is deathly, deathly important. So then, I think I've given my basic rundown. I guess I've been a little, circumlocuitous, I suppose. The important thing is to remember that these rights that at least we as Americans have, they are inalienable. It is a great and dire tragedy that many of them have been alienated from us. So, do everything in your power. People on the right, people on the left, people like me in the center. Do everything in your power to ensure that no further ingress on our civil rights is allowed. Too far have authoritarian thugs and fascists stepped in on our rights. So, I guess that's about all I got to say. So I hope you appreciate it. This is a little one from my heart. I just kind of felt like preaching. So, all right. All my love, all my heart. I'll see you soon. Bye.